We've got a little bit of a radio static kind of sound going on in the background. It's called Disminal. I was actually struggling. I thought it was like disliminal, but I think it's meant to be that. It's kind of like a portmanteau. Oh, there's pixelation options. Maximum? Oh, that kind of hurts my eyes. I think I'll go with default. MPEG mode. I guess that makes it look more artifacty. Converts each frame to a lower quality image, mimicking real video artifacts. That's kind of interesting. We'll see how that goes. Thanks as well, Ceci Nest, for your 38th month of Twitch Prime. In addition, Zolotl had also resubscribed for their 19th month, and a big thank you to both of you. I do greatly appreciate it. Oh, I hit quit by accident. I did not mean to do that. One sec. Live TV, everybody. You can hear the monitor flip on, I suppose. And then it goes through a couple of video modes. So we're just watching a little VHS tape. No big deal. Let's see what we've got. I think we're going on another tour through the greatest hits of liminal spaces and more. Oh. That looks pretty good. Is that what the game looks like? Or was that just an actual photo? What is a VHS tape? No one knows. They used to contain cursed little girls, is what I've heard about them. Oh, we're in. Huge chromatic aberration. Oh, there's so many filters going on. That looks good. There's a nice sense of weight to the character movement. As we swing the camera, there's a slight delay to it, so it feels like real arms. There's very soft shadows, there's artifacting, there's scan lines. It makes the lighting really look nice. I don't know if the chromatic aberration's like slightly too high. It's pretty strong though. You can see there's like a purple line and a yellow line from the channel separation. That's kind of what old videotapes look like, I guess. I'm sure they did their research. I'm sure they know better than me anyway. Oh yeah. Once you get a bit of depth to it... Oh, there's even like a slight tilt. That's not bad at all. I can hear a slight bit of breath into, I guess, what would be the mic. I wonder what we'll discover in this. I don't know, abandoned mall? I said this in prior liminal space games. Oh, a creepy hole to crawl through, I think. I would love to see a, like, Proper People-esque, you know, urban exploration game that goes into some weird territory. Oh, there we go. We crawled through and we're in the Backrooms, I guess. Very tiny tiled pattern on that. So yeah, if you ever wondered what is it like to be alive in the early 90s, it pretty much looked like this. I was there. I saw it. I can confirm. I was there. I thought I was there. I wasn't actually. Are you telling me my childhood's a lie? It wasn't actually sepia-toned. I'm a lot younger than I think. Well, that's good, because I think I'm about 1,000. And I don't know how I'm still here. Is that going underneath? No, there's just sort of carpeting up on the edge of the wall. This is not impossible. Sometimes they'll do that for like a little cushion. Yeah, there's a lot to look at here. I wish I didn't find that vent so soon. I would have gone a little further into the mall bit. Maybe we'll come back out somewhere else. Well, my hat's off to the dev. They nailed the feeling of moving through these spaces. They really got the vibe down, as the kids say. The right combination of filters, lens effects, lighting effects. It's all kind of working together well. Something about that kind of optical illusion to me, and I thought I was going to jump over a little ledge. I don't know what the hell I was seeing there. You've only been on this planet for 2 weeks. Wow. That's really confusing, because I thought I'd been here for, well, more than that. This is what Sears looks like in all cases, because they're abandoned and closed. They had like a kiosk over here, and they would try to sell you insurance for washing machines. They had like a little glass display case over here with like 5 PlayStation 2 games in it for some reason. You don't want to know what was back here. It was mostly mannequins. It does look like a Sears, doesn't it? Oh, we can go down. Would you want to go down or up in this scenario? Probably down, right? Want to see how dark it gets. Also, it's making me a bit dizzy. Perfect. Oh, sorry about that. That is a little bit what they're going for sometimes. Oh. Wait, is the elevator a lost cause? What floor are we on now? We don't know? As far as I know, this isn't a horror game. It's just an ambience game. But I could be incorrect about that, so I guess take that with a grain of salt. Oh. I didn't know I had a zoom function. Okay, I guess we're abandoning the elevator. Sometimes in these games you do get a working elevator, but I guess not this time. So it went from very bright white light to yellow sepia creepy light. It's funny, for a company named Sears, they didn't have the ability to see the future, to know that they needed to get out of that business sooner. Oh, alright. I'm trying to think of what the last thing I bought at a Sears was before it went out of business. Probably a replacement appliance. Maybe a dryer, I don't know. Sometimes you'd have to bring your car to the shop there for some reason. Like, it was just the most convenient place to get your car worked on, but the prices weren't very good. They did at least have a pretty nice waiting room, so that's something. Then eventually I got a Honda Civic, and I didn't really need to go to that anymore, because then I had a dealership to go to, and they had a much nicer waiting room. Although they do try to screw you over sometimes. The last CEO really gave it his all, too, for what it was worth. Too little, too late. Are we supposed to feel sad about, like, losing Americana companies? I don't really know if we're supposed to, like, miss them or something. Like, I found this. Companies that have been in business for a very, very long period of time. I guess we'll follow the track. They start to become ingrained in American culture in some way, and I believe Sears was probably in that category to some degree. I used to feel a little bit like that, and then eventually I got to this point where I'm like, well, screw them, right? Like, it's a free market. They didn't do their job correctly. It's the adventure line. But I also feel like there's so much instability in businesses now. Maybe we should celebrate the ones that were able to hold it together for hundreds of years. Or 800 years. Oh, ladder. Let me go up there? There's green up there. It's a ladder, but I don't have arms. Never mind. Excuse me, I'll keep following the adventure line. I think sometimes we struggle to point the finger and, like, put blame on various people and things. But it's also just sometimes the case that life changes. The context by which we live and the needs that we have change. And sometimes a business can't keep up with those needs. In fact, a lot of the time that's the case. And now they're changing more than ever, I guess. I have arms, but I need to hold the camcorder. That's true. Nobody will film the whatever wire pipe cleaner brush monster that comes out after me. If I don't do it anyway. I don't know that there is a monster, by the way, I'm just saying. There usually is one in the back rooms. Where are we going, Adventure Line? What do you have planned for me here? I'm kind of curious. I don't know if this is not cool to ask, and if it isn't, don't answer, but I'm curious, like, how generally old people are that are watching here, whether they would even have ever been to a Sears. Or maybe their parents took them to a Sears. I don't know. It's so green in there. I'm a 2,000-year-old dragon? Hell yeah. That's the way to be. You get to sit on your hoard of treasure, and life is your oyster. That's the saying, right? Life is your oyster? Okay, is this back to the mall again? Oh, it's just a cut-through. I'm gonna guess most people in here are, like, over 30. Maybe some are in their 20s? Probably not a lot of people under 20. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm also pre-selecting for Americans there, because if we're talking about Sears... Oh, wow. It's a nice ambient noise kicked in, and we've got a very smudgy camera. It needs a wipe down. I think it's fine to ask. Did you ask? Yeah, I was sort of hedging around asking, but I don't know that I said it directly. That's an interesting space. I wonder what the hell they're doing over there. I might be able to drop down, but I also want to know what's in here. I hope little hands don't grab at my legs. Oh man, I watched this, like, super, like a clip show of Joe Biden saying stupid things. And, of course, bits of the corn pop speech were in there. Man, every time I hear him talk about how he has hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun, I just can't handle that life is real. It just feels like a hallucination. And you can just keep listening to him say it. And every time he says it again, nope, still doesn't really feel real. Ah, chairs. Those are safe. The only time I've ever been attacked by a chair was when it was out in the sun too long and I sat on it and then the plastic had gotten brittle. More chairs. That's okay. I think I'll go right. Are you gonna say the chair's leg hairs turn blonde? I'm not even aware of what he was talking about. Is that a thing, that your leg hairs can turn blonde in the sun? It was a different time, back when you had to sharpen your switch on a rain barrel. Okay. Yeah, Corn Pop was a bad dude. It's a very blue chair. Lovely. I've also noticed our ability to navigate steps is, like, really slow. Really slow. See that? We go over a step, it's like, okay, slow it down again. Okay, we can handle this. Biden never been bitten by a shark. That's a true fact. Oh, good. Yeah, I don't know that he could handle it at this point in his life, so I think his being bitten by a shark days are probably in his past. I hate steps so far apart, you can't do one after the other. Oh, so you gotta do that kind of awkward shuffle step in the middle and then sort of trip on the next one. Yeah, it's a great idea. Oh, an enticing wall hole. Would have been a great time for, like, a couple of red eyes to show up. HVAC DLC, yeah. I'd be into that. Andy Wallhole. How's it going in Delacio? How are you? I'm hoping to find, like, the ultimate Joe Biden supercut, because the one I was watching yesterday was only, like, 10-15 minutes long. There's gotta be one that's, like, an hour. I'll keep looking. If it comes up, I'll let you know on the Discord. I'm okay. Had a pretty chill day. Really not too much to comment on, to be honest. It was just sort of a day that happened. Wow. Oh. That's a really nice light. I like that a lot. It's like a passing train. What does this remind me of? Was there like a TV show or a movie company, like a film production company, that had something like this for their introduction piece, their intro before a film? Oh. Go toward the light. Now I know why they all want to go. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, what is it though? Or maybe it's just from a specific TV show? Yo, Kefka came back. New Line Cinema. Thank you so much for that. You saved me a degree of heartache by not knowing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Leo. And thank you as well, Kefka40, for the 84 months of Twitch Prime. Every little bit counts, and I really appreciate it. I need subscribers more than ever, so thank you so much, Kefka. Oh, it popped up the thing right when I said it. That's funny. Is that something? What's that? Mildew. Oh god, we're not in J.K. Rowling's mansion, are we? This is the last place I want to be. Alt F5! Oh, it gets you out faster than Alt F4, that's why I said that. Oh. Okay, this is reminding me of a gallery piece I saw once. There was an old man trying to crawl into the wall in a TV in a dark room. Again, great light quality. This developer knows what they're doing with lights. Alright, sounds good. Now, when you play a game like this, do you want it to lead toward Oh. That's interesting. Do you want it to lead towards something climactic, or do you kind of want a slow burn of maybe not massively significant but interesting moments? Because to me, it's sort of an ambience that is just a low hum, right? I don't want this to go off the rails necessarily. I want it to kind of sustain a level of unease and to maybe progress slightly, but I don't really want it to go completely mad. Although I guess in some cases that's fun too. That game Pools did that, and that was actually pretty good. I just want cool set pieces. Same. Yeah, that's what I want too. And this is actually, this qualifies for me. It's interesting and different. And I like that it's a little bit awkward too. Which is not usually something I value, awkwardness. I usually hate awkwardness. Overhead robots drop products into each cubby. I thought for a second there was a stitch line along the edge of this, like this was, you know, cordoned off in fabric as well. They've got wainscoting. Lovely. Into the lime dimension. I like there to be an interesting thing at the end. By thing, do you mean a story beat, or a creature, or another set piece? Some sort of revelation about the nature of reality? Oh, I found my way through. Nice. Maybe you don't even know what you want it to be, but just one of those things. Yeah, no, I don't want the jump scare monster. That's the last thing that I want. I have to use this technique very often where I back into dark corners so I can use the light as a point of perspective. Oh god, have I gone... I've gone all the way in the dark. Oh no. I can't tell if I'm moving. Okay, I got out. Oh, this is new. This is like the introduction to Superliminal. Great game, by the way. I'm probably overdue to play that again. Could be anything, just not simply for the game to end abruptly. Let's go in the light for once. Yeah, I've had enough of games ending abruptly as well. I had a little bit of a problem with that for a while, where it was like, oh, a hard cut to desktop. Great work. I got kind of bored of that happening constantly. Superliminal, funnily, not really at all like the wave of liminal games. I know. Yeah, they've got all of their optical illusions and cool, like, frame buffer tricks that they do. Where they'll, like, grab a little bit of the screen and then put it over the face of some polygon. It's so shiny. Good metalness. What country are those? It's not UK, it's not EU, it's not USA. Chinese? Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with all of the world's outlets, but that's not one that I've run into. I think I had an adapter similar to that when I lived there. Gotcha. I would love if we could all settle on what is, like, the best solution. Wait, did that wall just open up? I'm pretty sure I just saw this open. Yeah, it totally did, didn't it? I'd love it if we could all have the same plugs. I know it's not that simple. Maybe I should go in there before it closes again. Although I don't know if it will do that. Oh, this is so, like... What, like a rec center? or a newly renovated, way too expensive house that just has weird shit in it like this. I've definitely been in spaces that had this sort of thing going on. It's like, why is there this little weird nook? It doesn't do it. I mean, this has been viral on a number of occasions recently. Oh, wow. What a space. You've probably seen all those instances where they'll, like, put a quad damage above the door because there's this really strange, like, cut-out space above. Just the weirdest architectural decisions of all time, and they just have spaces that end up in places. Or, like, a tiny little, like, 2x2 room. You can't fit anything in it. It's not even a closet. It's just a weird square room. Whoa. This is doing a pretty good job at escorting me through the space without it feeling like it's entirely my decision where I'm going. Wait, sorry, I said that backward. Where I feel like I'm still in charge of where I'm going, but they're still leading me to the right thing anyway. I unlogicked my brain there. Yeah, what was that picture? Let's go back. Maybe if I zoom into it, I'll be there. Oh, so there's like a Windows desktop photo. And there seems to be a farmland photo? It's quite blurry. I'm assuming that's like a wheat field. I could probably walk up to it, but it's going to take a minute. So lots of signs. I want to go to the rainbow connection. Where's that? They say it's this way. I'll do as I'm told. Please provide rainbow. Oh! Well, this was... Oh, actually not disappointing. There's a little corner. This is much more interesting, though. And if I jump down there, I'm not gonna be able to return. Oh. Wait, I think there might be a wall? Yes. It's like a force field. It's very hard to see, though. It's just the slightest hint of transparency there. Or translucency. Okay, I guess we're going through the back of the closet. I remember having vivid dreams like this as a kid, that there'd be like this secret room in the house that we never found before. And it's like, what were we thinking? It was right there. Why didn't we just look at this room? And I think these games sort of play on that same feeling. These what-if fictional fantasy scenarios where you just kind of lose track of what's real. I think if you were to kind of abstractly think of all your memories of all the various interior spaces you've been in, it's kind of like if your synaptic pathways didn't have cordoned off memories anymore, like if all of your memories kind of merged into each other. This is a Stanley Parable, I think. It's not so green, though. Oh, hey, it's 9Hertz. Nice to see you. How's it going? Oh. I think it also just plays off the ubiquity of interior design. How there's so many sort of relatively similar spaces that we've been in throughout our lives, and you know, just tweaking them a little bit so they're a little more unnerving, or at least unsettling. Maybe not unnerving. None of these have really been that scary. They're just sort of a little off, which is the goal. Doing that is just, it's enough to make you feel a little on edge without being scared or feeling really uncomfortable. Do we want to go into the tile dimension, or... You're gonna have to hear a lot of clopping if I do that. Oh, oddly placed metal rail. Also a unique chair asset. I've not seen this sofa. It's very long. Who's got a butt that long that would need that? That's like a snuggling couch. You could fit your buddy on there and have a nice time. Just like snuggle it up. It's over here. How come none of these are set in an IKEA that's gone wrong? Actually, I did play a game like that now that I think about it. Because IKEAs are just this, like, endless warehouse of weird set pieces of bits of houses, right? So, like, why not play into that? Oh. Hang on, what's going on over here? Lovely. Need some more water slides, but I'm in. I love knee-high windows. Always a surprise out the knee-high window. You never know what you'll find. It's cool how if you just get just the right number of filters and the lighting just in the right way, it just kind of looks real. You're able to suspend your disbelief and feel like you're actually looking at a VHS tape. It probably works better when you're not playing it. Does this do anything? Oh. I feel like the dev probably recorded that themselves. I appreciate the effort. That one body cam game, not the one called body cam. Yeah, I know I think I know the one you mean, actually. They are nailing the combination of filters thing I just talked about. And doing it in a more modern looking way. Ooh, that's a lovely shot. The light there is so radiant and pretty. It kind of feels like an establishing shot of a noir film or something, just it wouldn't be so cyan. I've seen a few anime that kind of use light like this. It's very constructed. Oh, that's really nice. Big plunge. Yeah, that sound file is, like, tagged as big plunge. Hashtag big plunge. Do you think they walked in a bathtub to record that, or did they splash their hand around? I was thinking hand splash, but probably that one they did clomp their foot into it. There could be game intertextualities, like recreating an abstract version of a Jarl home? Or hiding a Doom level. What is a Jarl home? But slightly off. I don't like that I don't have a shadow, though. I feel like since we're going for body immersion, the shadow should be there. Oh. Like a Nordic chief. Okay. Now I feel like we've wandered into, like, Prometheus, alien world. These giant big blocks with lights. I mean, not so much with the tiles, but, like, the general look of this, I mean. It's almost sci-fi if you look at it right. Who are you? Are you photo scanned? You feel kind of photo scanned, but I'm not gonna judge. I have no problem with photo scanning at all. Oh no! Wait, are you the Death Star but turned into a person? Just took a nasty fall. Like Humpty Dumpty. I've heard he took a nasty fall as well. Looks like Caligula. I don't know anything about that. Struck by a meteor. No! That's actually happened to someone and they survived. Can you believe it? What are the odds of that getting hit by a meteor and living? Okay, this oral din is becoming stifling. It was a very tiny meteor, you're correct. They got hit in their leg through the roof. Yeah, I would never stop talking about how I was struck by a meteor if I was that person. In fact, it might be the first thing I say to everyone I meet for the rest of my life. Hi, my name is X, and I was struck by a meteor. How do you feel about that? And then they'll go, no. And I'll go, yep, it's true. And I carry the newspaper clipping with me so I can show them. Sorry, my personality has been defined now, so I'm the meteor guy. I guess there's worse things. I'd rather be struck by a meteor than by a hammer. Like, what's his name? Mr. Pelosi. If I wasn't wearing slacks, you can see my meteor, Bruce. How long do you think that lasted? Probably a while. I don't know how long I'd have to consult a medical journal. How long do you usually treat a meteor wound? Oh, what's that? Nothing. Just a cool space for a cool guy. Would they let you keep the meteor? I think not, actually. They probably would want to take it. I don't know who they is. The science. What if you got a space infection? Oh god, you could turn into the Thing. Oh, very gorgeous. Love the light there. It's your house. So are you saying by being placed inside of your house, you maintain ownership of anything that is, like, in that physical proximity? Your house, your rules. So, like, if someone comes over and they bring their dog in the house, that's your dog now? Or just, well, the dog's in the house? Because then you'd have to wrestle the meteor off the scientist, and it would be a whole thing. That's how it works with wrongly delivered mail, right? Wait, no, I didn't think it did. I thought you still have an obligation to make sure the mail gets to the right place. As long as it's, like, to the best of your ability. Also, can't the government just decide to take your house if they want? They can just do anything, like, they're just lawless. Oh, I can't walk in this water? Okay. They used to have a really egregious rule where the king was allowed to sleep with your future wife. I believe it was called the Rules of Prima Nocta, if I remember correctly. And every time I think of that, I kind of can go back to the mind space I was in when I first heard that and was like, wow, we are absolutely screwed as a species. That's unbelievable. Hey, Z-Gammer. Yeah, we're liminaling it up. And it's going pretty good. This one seems decently good. I like it. Disminal. We did the Backrooms, we did a little hotel stuff. Now we're in the waterways, as it tends to go. Oh, I know this one. It's that hotel courtyard, I think. Can we... Oh, we can go down this way, too. Yeah, there's just enough alternate paths that I feel like I've got a little bit of autonomy in my path through it. Might be false. I just want to know if there's, like, an end to this. Yeah, I think so. Do you suppose we're barefoot? I don't know if I could hear the difference between a bare foot going into a bathtub and a foot with a shoe on it. Cool. That's like a fun painting right there. Every time I see this, I recall the fact that I'm pretty sure I know the person who took the original photo. Not know them personally, but am an acquaintance of the person who took this courtyard photo that is now in all of these liminal games. From what I can find, the prima nocta thing is mostly a myth in regards to the Middle Ages. But a similar custom has existed in some cultures throughout history. Well, thank you for telling me that. I will try to override that memory so I can get it right. I appreciate it. That's the thing, I can't remember who it is anymore. It's somebody that I followed on Twitter, and then that happened. I don't know how to find it out. Whoa. What the heck's going on back here? Oh, it's all the fun lights kind of bouncing around in here. The acoustics don't match the room. It's okay, I understand. I think they're doing a pretty good job for the audio-visual presentation on this. I'm not going to hold that over them. Think about it this way, though. Like, maybe this was a conscious decision they made to try to keep the focus on the audio space that's being generated around us, not just the reverb. Because we're getting some hits of soundtrack coming in, too. Which are giving me sort of like an uplifting feeling. And maybe the reverb would have been distracting? Although, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Who took the photo? I mean, Dominic Johan worked on Stanley Parable Minute. Yeah, that's the person. Yep. Thank you. I didn't know how to search for such a weird specific thing, but you did it. Great job. Oh, I can't walk through there, sorry. This one, I feel these little whale spout kind of shapes, they feel very iconically liminal now, and I don't really know where this one started. Maybe they're all kind of chasing after each other's structures, but I don't know, it could also just be based on like some 1990s ray traced folder. I had these really strange, abstract, 3D generated geometry folders that I loved as a kid. Maybe it's stuff like that. Is a door? Oh. Oh! It's a tunnel? That I cannot walk down? No, I am walking down. It's just very slow because of steps. I didn't actually realize I was moving. How about a liminal space management game where you construct the way that these things connect together and then you send people into them? I don't know what you do there once they're in there. Make them go insane by giving them the most peaceful, endless hallways of water. Yeah, I actually think there's quite good quality to this. They might not be going, like, completely balls to the wall in terms of features or, you know, really wildly unique set pieces, but they are hitting all the main points really well. And I feel like there's some decent quality here, so I appreciate it. Bums me out that none of these seem to get to VR. That's a fair point. I feel like somebody's got to do it eventually. Oh, is this Theater World? I think it is. Oh, it's Hotel Banquet Room World. Interesting. I love the detailed little lights on the top. There's like a lot more specific stuff done in the ceiling than I would have expected. Hey, Anton Makes Games, how's it going? Thanks for coming by, hope you're well. We're just having a jaunt through a liminal space, as I sometimes like to do. And I'm having a lovely time. If there was enough of these games that I could make my whole channel about them, I would be pretty tempted to just become a liminal space guy and just walk through these things forever. I don't know why I get so much out of it, but it just really does satisfy me somehow. Yeah, it's good quality. Disminal is the name again. If you need it, here is the link. Oh, I apparently hit an OAuth error. But it went through, so I don't know what that's about. Probably need to refresh my key. Are these good hallways for you? What does it remind you of, if anything specific? I'm getting kind of department store again, like we did at the beginning. I was mentioning that it looked a bit like we were in an abandoned Sears. This could be an abandoned JCPenney's. Steam search for liminal yields 280 results. Hey, that's pretty good. I could nearly do a year of them. Although, to be fair, probably quite a few of them are not this style of game. They may feature liminal environments, but you may be doing not this activity within them. I know there was one that's like, you break the walls and there's monsters chasing you, and it's probably quite a lot of that sort of thing. I'm not really eager with the monsters chasing bit. I just like the nice atmosphere. The sort of sometimes unsettling atmosphere. And I like how they stitch together the various biomes, if you could call them that. Movie theater a little. Oh yeah, if you put the various posters down the walls, yeah, I could see that. It's a bit of a wide turn for a movie theater on the right, but, you know, it could be. Just narrow that up a little. Empty conference center. Just like the floor of a skyscraper that has nothing in it yet. Not that I've been to a lot of those, but I've probably seen one. Very surreal, actually, when there's just sort of an unestablished floor of a building. Usually a lot of construction stuff around. Just a lot of empty open space. I expect a dripping ceiling tile onto some carpet that smells really bad. They do have the drop ceiling, yeah. You've probably heard me tell this story before, but these tiles, when they get wet from above, they turn into the most obnoxious material of all time. They break into, like, 1 billion tiny particles of this, like, almost like packing material. And then it gets all into the carpet, and it's so annoying to clean up. Oh, this just keeps going. Alright, I'm gonna look backward. You deal with them at work when there's leaks from the rain. Yeah, that was my issue as well. There would be a rainstorm, and then a new leak would go into the mall ceiling, and then I'd come to work at GameStop, and there would be like a hanging tile. I guess we couldn't get through that one. And then you try to like sort of prop it back up, and then it would break into pieces and fall down. And just a massive mess everywhere. Just a single chair? Oh. This right here, this single shot, looks like an indie game trailer could be filmed within this space. Like, this shot is already almost enough. You just have to add a little bit more content to it. Oh, sorry, I missed the line up above here. What did you say? I'm surprised I'm allowed to chat. I've popped on your stream from time to time for a while, but Twitch wanted my phone to verify my account. Did you change some restriction? Yeah. I had a couple of people say it would be nice if I could change my security settings to make it a little easier, because they were having trouble with verification. I thought I'd give it a try, and it seemed like it's mostly okay. We did get a bot raid at one point, but I think it was just the one, so I've got shield mode ready to go if things get bad. I never really wanted to keep people out. I was just worried that I'd get spammers coming by. I had sort of like this... I don't know if it was a group of people or one person with a lot of accounts that really, really hated me from the NLSS that would just, like, try to make my life worse. So they would set stuff up and, like, try to DDoS my internet and, you know, send people over to do bad things to me, and it was just, like, a whole thing. So I was a little paranoid from that, and I had my settings a little higher as a result. But I think we're okay now, at least for the moment. It might not have even been them that did that bot scam, or spam rather. It might have just been a coincidence. But I did actually have another security issue recently, but I don't know if that was them either. This is a cool structure. I like all the modular wall chunks. Yeah, shield mode didn't used to exist, which was the other thing I was like... I didn't really have a good answer for when this happened, so now there's at least something to do. I'm glad you could make it in, and I'm sorry that it was a pain before. I didn't really want to have to do that stuff either. It's just, you know, the internet. If it was all up to me, everybody could do all the things and there wouldn't be any ads. And we'd all have a merry time. Yeah, this looks really cool. I know this is probably like very rote looking now because you've seen so many games of the similar type as this, but I'm still not bored of it. I'm assuming this is forward over here. I know I continue to dream of a different world where we don't have to be under the thumb of everything all the time, but you know, it is what it is for now. Okay, this is not forward. I'll just trust that we will find our way. Every other time we found our way out. Unless they've finally got me trapped. Also, I hope the pillar boxes aren't too annoying. It's because, you know, we're emulating a VHS camcorder, so it's recording in 4:3. I'm sure it can display widescreen as well. Or could have. It's an aesthetic choice. I'm gonna go with this is probably forward. Oh yeah. What is this? Is this the Mario stairs? Don't know about this gate though. What is this reference? It feels like it's a reference to something, but I don't know what. What's this? Are we in an apartment complex now? No. I thought these were mailboxes for a second. Hey, Erogenous Jones, welcome. You can only be LJ. Yeah, to beat the liminal space game with only a half A press, you'd have to be a genius. The only good thing about ads is that they at least teach a tiny bit of media literacy. That's a very Silver Linings way of looking at that. I want to have your approach toward that from now on. I'll also say, if you can permit me to say this the one time, some portion of my life has been funded by the fact that I've been able to have ads on things. It used to be the main way that things worked on YouTube, and, you know, for a while it was like, it's mostly okay. It wasn't my main source of income, but it did help. It got to the point where it was like, oh, this is almost a main source of income. And then it kind of all went crazy from there. So, you know, I do hate ads now, but I did have a sort of tenuous love-hate relationship with them for a while. They also weren't nearly as, like, toxic and predatory as they were, or as they are now. I've just gotten ads for straight-up gambling and stuff, and I don't really think that's appropriate. I don't really want ads of gambling. And other things. Worse things. This is not an exit. That part reminds me of a corridor I was passing through while working in Montreal. Does it look slightly curved? Or is that just the camera seems to be tilting ever so slightly? Yeah, I think it's curved. Now, when I meant that, I didn't mean just that it's, like, on a hill. I also thought it was slightly askew width-wise. Like, the right corner was lower than the left corner, but I think that was just an optical illusion. Yeah, okay, I think the camera is just sort of twisting slightly. That's what it is. Good stuff. Do we go down the dark tunnel or the bright tunnel? I think I've had enough dark tunnel. Yeah, I don't mean to be that kind of person that I'm, like, trying to police people about it. I know, personally don't really have a problem with gambling, but I know some people suffer from impulse control issues. And I know people have, like, a history of having problems with gambling and other various factors. It's predatory, and, you know, it's not really something that should be so casually accepted. It's one thing if you voluntarily expose yourself to it, but it's another if it's just kind of coming into your home anyway. You know, unwelcomed. And I do think we do know better, it's just we don't care. Not us, but, like, the people who pull the switches behind that. Oh, it's like, it's a little bit airport. Oh, it's such a strange space. I've been to a gallery that looked a little like this, too. With the sloped floor, too, and, like, a strange angled ceiling. If you're gonna have weird architecture anywhere, a gallery is the best place. Just go nuts. It should be an example for them to show off their architectural prowess, as if that was a piece unto itself. as well as the pieces inside. Can understand why we're late for the conference. Yeah, it's a hell of a walk. At least you'll get your steps in for the day. That'd be fun if they kept a step count while you were going. Oh yeah, it's definitely airport then. That's pretty well done, actually. I like that. Very convincing. I think we've all wanted to sit on this conveyor and see what happens on the other side of the gate there. Oversized baggage claim. Oh. Oh, it's so polished. It's beautiful. Gleaming. Now, how fun would that be if they let us go back there now? This area sort of looks like a space in my high school, if my high school was in the Everything is Big Mario world. Right? I definitely was getting that feeling in the last area that I was kind of shrunk down. Wait, is there a door out of here? Or is it in this corner? Must be the middle then? I did. I played Tinykin and I absolutely loved it. It was one of my favorite 3D platformers ever, actually. Tinykin's like, you know, top 5 maybe. I actually played the beginning of it like many times because I kept playing like demo and then Lynn wanted to try it and then I went back to it and I got the full versions. Yeah, good stuff. I hope it gets a sequel. Oh, was there a door right when you come in and I just walked past it to look around? Yeah. Very convincing baggage claim. Well done. I find it to be a very interesting subversion when they go outside for a minute. Or give you the illusion that you've gone outside, but it's still inside. I don't know if they'll do that in this one. I want to meet the people who design carpet patterns. I feel like all of the designs were made 500 years ago, and we've just sort of been replicating them this whole time. Lamp World. Oh, we're back in. That's okay. It seems to all lead back here all the time anyway. We've got multiple slats to go through, and what's this? More slats. Oh! TwitchCon! Let's jump into that from 7 feet up in the air. I always meant to check in on that story of what happened to that poor woman. She was like jousting over a tiny ball pit with no proper cushioning under it, and she was made to feel safe to jump full force onto her tailbone. And I believe she got like a fractured spine, some fractured vertebrae or something. Something really nasty, something you don't want. Not that you want to be injured at all, but it's like an especially egregious injury. This is interesting. Oh. It's turning into a abstracted Doom level or something. So green. Oh, we're gonna have to go through the queue? Cool shadows, too. Getting a bit of myhouse.wad in here. That person is still streaming to this day. I wish them the best. I hope they're okay. It's a terrible thing that happened to them. I swear if a Cerberus dog starts chasing me around, not gonna be happy. Oh, oh. Oh, that just looked real. Well, not so much when you zoom into it, but there's a sort of a hazy fuzziness to it that just looked kind of like actual mossy grass. Love that. I don't think you'd begrudge me going up the grass path. Can I get a little peek in? Yeah, not going that way. Can I look in there? Oh, I love the edgeware. Can't really get down close enough to it, though. No. Huh? It's not letting me crouch anymore. Oh. I guess when you stand on this little platform, it disables your crouch ability somehow. Don't know why it would do that. Oh, it's just an empty tunnel anyway. They've got a little brushy sound for the footsteps, too. This is great. I wish there was more grass. Just like new construction. It's a little Squid Game back here. Good pass. Yeah, I definitely want to have a pass here. You bring the food out from, I guess this is the kitchen. The grass tricked me into an office space. And I think now I've got a job. I just put on my job hat and blast off into a, what is it, into Jobland, where jobs grow on jobbies. I guess I'll follow the yellow brick road. Oh. I've seen doors like this before in reality. I always wonder, is it sealed on the other side, or is somebody going to eventually walk through it and fall? Because it's, like, really awkward. That's just, like, slightly too high. You're not going to easily grab that when you come out. You're gonna fall. Pretty sure that's not up to code. Kind of needs steps or something under them. Normally they're for, like, loading things. Yeah, that's fair, but it wouldn't be that size door in an interior. Oh, we did make it outside. Cool. Well, now we do look like we're in a loading dock, so I don't know, maybe you're onto something. Very strange proportions out here. The windows feel way too big. Not that that's a problem. You know, proportions are one of the many tools you can play around with in these sorts of games. Is this the backrooms? I was trying to combine bathrooms and backrooms. No, it's not that at all. Imagine boxing the entire sky. He's got a hell of a right hook. It doesn't have to float like a butterfly, fly and sting like a bee. It's full of them. Ooh. A hallway of rich mahogany. What is this? Music venue. Sort of. Really weird music venue, but I haven't been in all of them yet. What is this? Huh. It's like There's a monitor. There's part of a drum set and a counting guide for children. Alright. I don't really understand the context that those things would be there together, but maybe there's a reason. I guess they just need a drum mat, and that was the only thing they had on hand. Okay, nothing back here. I wish you could always could clip out of the structure at the end to see how it's laid out. Yeah, that's always good fun. It's usually way more weird than you expect it to be, too. You get really used to kind of going in straight lines and then forget how they interact with each other. Oh. Oh. So many discoveries. Trellis world. It's almost like we're in a greenhouse or something. What the heck? So it's like another sort of abandoned mall feel, but also a little museum-y, clearly. And it's a very fancy abandoned mall to have those particular statues. Oh. Suddenly cursed. I feel like I'm in Ghostwire Tokyo, minus the sweet-ass LED stairs. Got an elevator. Cursed. It feels like there's a bad aura here. Not that I believe in that. If you could slide into that, would you bother, or just leave it? If it was very, very slightly larger, I think we could probably shuffle in. So the last elevator we found, it just kind of gave up. It didn't know how to get to us. Displayed a question mark at the end. And you should never question Mark. He knows things. Mark Summers, by the way, is who we're talking about. He used to host all the kids' shows on Nickelodeon. Like Double Dare? Hey, we get in this one. Alright, goodbye, City Skylines 2. Oh, I don't think I could select one. It just kind of took 0 there. Please don't bring me to an invisible middle floor. Can't handle that. Oh yeah, he did host Unwrapped. I forgot about that. I even watched that show a bit. Question the velocity on some of those slime cannons. Yeah, they really wanted a heavy-hitting slime cannon. You're right about that. Not sure what's happening. Oh! That's credits. Okay. Thank you, Brian. That was really cool. I like that a lot. It's a little loud now. Just gonna kind of tune that down slightly. I would say I wish it was a little longer, but I just don't know really how long a game like this should last, so it was probably a good length. I never get tired of these. I'd play more. I think we went through a pretty nice, surprisingly wide variety of venues and biomes. I'd go so far as to say if you like this sort of thing, I'd probably recommend this. I know there's a lot of options, and they all kind of have their own unique charms about them. I think this one, the best thing it did was good material design, good transitions from area to area, and a pretty good number of areas to go through that all kind of maintained a good level of atmosphere within them. So I'd certainly watch or play through another if this developer comes up with something else. I'd love to see what else they can do.